We are recording. Yo, what's up, guys? It's JP here again with another deck profile. We are with our number one guy. After 7 rounds of Swiss at South Africa and Cape Town Nationals, he was top ranked with Branded. Welcome, Blaine.
Thank you for having me.
Well, let's see the deck.
Okay, so yeah, as JP said, I was playing Branded. I felt like Branded was in a really good spot for the tournament. It was Snake Eyes, which I was mainly expecting to face into, and like Voiceless Voice and those things. And I just felt like Branded had such a good matchup into the meta. One of the biggest things I didn't want to lose to when playing a deck is having to rely on opening up certain hand traps. And if I didn't open up the hand traps, then okay, cool, guess it's next game. And so Branded's the deck that I felt had a fighting chance into every kind of matchup, and so that's why I decided to play the deck. And so for the list, I played 3 Albaz, 3 Albion, played double Aluba,
Aluba.
and so this is kind of, I know a lot of lists play 3, but you'll see as I get on into my list, I'm playing actually 41 cards. I'm playing a much smaller list.
Very unique.
Yeah.
Usually you see them at 60 cards.
Yeah, 50 cards. Branded's known for just its high deck counts. And so because I'm playing a smaller deck list, I didn't want to like clog myself on normal summons. And so 3 Aluba plus you'll see like 3 openings just felt very cloggy at times. And especially when you go second, your Albaz becomes your board breaking normal summon. And so that's why I just cut it down to 2. I don't want to open up multiples of it. And yeah, it felt good. These are kind of crazy for 40 card list, but this is like my bread and butter in a way. But you'll see what else I'm playing as I go on to the list why I'm playing 3. We're playing 2 Cartesia with 1 Quem.
Only one Quim.
Only 1 Quem. If I hard opened it, it's not the end of the world. I can just normal summon it, and it always plays around with this. So it's been good. I don't like the idea of having to play 2 Quem just in case I open up the 1. If that's the case, my Titanic Lair can just be a super poly in the end phase or something like that. I can use it kind of offensively instead of just as a combo piece. And so 1 Quem was perfect for me. So this is kind of my normal summon lineups in a sense.
Not bad, not
So yeah,
bad.
just take notes of the dragon counts for now. So that's what's going to be important for this list. Moving on, we have the 1 Makuria, 1 Tragedy. Yep.
Only one. I feel like the Mercury has been glued to your hand.
Yeah, Makuria was really good into the U-Ball matchup, especially. Just yeah, I'll play 1. I'm not playing any allures or anything, and it's a 40 card list. I don't play any more and then just end up bricking on Makuria, but opening up it's not the end of the world as well. It's still a good card. Then for some of the spice, I'm playing double Saturnia with 1 Lubalion. So I'm not playing a Magnum. And
Reasons for that?
so the reason for that is that Magnum's a good card, but it's not a go in first card. It's not something that's going to help you with your combo as well. Especially when you pair it with Cartesia, and this was my main reasons why I played double Saronia instead of 1-1, is because Cartesia plus Saronia is any search in the deck. So you can get to Branded Fusion, you can get to anything you need, but Cartesia plus Magnum would strike really awkward because then you just like get a dark in the graveyard, and that's all the benefit you get from it. In hindsight, like Magnum is good when you go in second, but I didn't want to play it just for that sole purpose of, oh, I'm going to go second, let me throw in a random Magnum so I can search in the end phase. That's why I went with Saronia, so that even if I open up double Saronia, that's fine, I still have a pistol for your turn. But if I open up the 1 in the 1, then I didn't have to think like, oh, I wish this was a Saronia. And so that's why I played double Saronia. And then the last card, the puppet.
Oh, the puppet.
Everyone's favorite. Moving on to the spells, we have 3 Brand Fusion. And then the second best spell, in my opinion, is 3 Fusion Deploy. This card is crazy. Anyone that actually plays Branded will know the power of this card, and sometimes actually this is actually the right play.
So it's QCRs, by the way.
They are.
Nice.
We're playing 3 opening, and we're actually playing 3 Ice Spirits. Yep, 3 Ice Spirits in the 41 card list. Sounds crazy. But if you like notice the monsters, we are on basically 3 dragons there,
Mm.
with more dragons there and more dragons here. So we are playing 9 dragons, and the reason for this is for the nationals format season at least. Dark, um, not dark ruler, but the trap, the dimensional barrier.
Mm-hmm.
Barrier was extremely prevalent, and everyone was on crazy hand traps with Ash going wild, with barriers going wild, and High Spirits basically gets you like 2/3 of what Brand Fusion sets up itself. So I always wanted to see this card, and also if there were times I didn't want to go into this line, I could always just pitch it as a discard fodder, and then it would like return and just continually play for hand advantage. And so this high dragon count and targets for high spirits really like put in the difference, and I feel like this is something which gave me the edge when it came to trying to push through boards, or when it came to trying to set up through stun, because Brandon was very popular at the event as well. So I don't want this helps you just also push through puppets or
Mm-hmm.
any type of stun deck, because everyone thinks, oh, I'm gonna barrier you, your turn, and then generally win the game. But High Spirits just stops all of that. So
Yeah.
good card.
Is that it for the main?
Nope, that's it for the threes.
Oh, okay.
Played 1 red and 1 white. White was brilliant. This is my Miracle Fusion of the deck. With the Astro Brandon Fusion, then you have follow-up plays with white. White also just gets you to end boards as like Mirror Jade plus Furious, so it's a good card. 1 lost, and then the last spell is, well, 1 Skull Sock for the engine. I'm not playing Foolish. I don't want to play Foolish just for Tragedy. It doesn't feel worth. Retribution, and then Duplication.
Mm.
Then with our defensive cards in a way, we're playing Double Thrust with 3 droplets and 1 full buy. I'm playing Double Thrust. I know standard list play 3. You're playing Double Thrust because I'm playing a 40 card list, and I don't want to play 3 of this and brick into it. In most of my 40 card lists, I've not been playing 3 Thrust, so because it just feels too bricky. So that's why I'm playing 2 Thrust just to cut it down. So that's it for the main 41.
That's real spicy. Very, very
Yeah,
spicy.
Droplets was great. Droplets at the event was amazing.
You must have been doing something right, because after 7 rounds of Swiss, man was at number 1. Not Snake Eyes, Branded was number 1 after 7 rounds of Swiss.
Brandon's best deck, man. We've all known this. So for the extra, we have 1 Lubalion, double Albion, double Jade, and then I played double Granganol. I sold my Granganals, and I'm just waiting to pick up my other one, so excuse the proxy for now. But yes, played 2 Granganol, 1 Titanic Lad, 1 Sanctifier, 1 Rim. I played one Albulinitus just because of the dragon counts and the prevalence of dragon in the meta right now.
Mm-hmm.
It was really good into the Snake Eye matchups and just gave me some competitive advantage sometimes. 1 Kratos, 1 Furious, Chimera, and I don't think I made this at all that tournament, and 1 Dragos Tapalia. This as well, going into the event I was very iffy about this, but there was a game state where I had both of these up on the board. So I was able just to go and just play like a compulse on both turns, which really allowed me to steal the game. This was into my Tempai matchup actually. So they didn't have field spawn, I was able to just keep going, triggers to Palia target, and then Rim bounce. And that just like won me that game. So that's it for the main deck, and extra deck also for the side.
Let's pick the side, yeah. Pick the side.
So for the side we have the Tax Dragon.
Ah.
This is like really cool. I wasn't expecting the later rounds, the top cut to have so much time extension, so it wasn't that great in time. But
yeah, it went up to an hour, eh?
yeah, Masquerade did its thing. Then we are on 3 Drolls. Droll was amazing. Droll was for the Snake Eye matchups, for the Balls, for any rogue thing, because I was expecting a lot of rogues going into it. And I think I sided Droll like every game going second, so there was always a need for this card. We played 1 Shaddoll Dragon with 3 Cosmics. Shaddoll Dragon was my MVP. You send this off of Branded Fusion when you need to out Skill Drain, when you need to out any Floodgate, because Ancient Organism was also live. And so it's running around. I didn't want to get stopped by my opponent just flipping the Floodgate. And so Shaddoll Dragon just gave me good options. And yeah, we did put in a lot of work.
I must say, I also played 1 Brandon matchup and you had a hand trap. I was quite surprised because I was so used to playing Brandon with no hand traps. I was like, oh, you play hand traps in your list. But I think you also did the post side. You put in 1 and 2 hand traps for my U-Ball deck that I was playing.
Yeah, you have to respect it. Unfortunately, if they just set up pain plus you bell, it's not going to be a good day for you.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, you have to do something about that.
Mhm.
Then I played 3 Dark Ruler with double Book of Eclipse. So Book of Eclipse was kind of a spicy pick for the event, but it was really great because this was into. So this was my 2 card spares that I had in the side, and I was thinking of what would be good generically into everything. And Eclipse just felt good into the Tempai matchup. It felt good into the Yubal matchup. It felt good into so many things, into the Rogue as well, because they were the stun Andes that you just love to see. And so set up their Jowg, set up their Fossil Diner and
Yeah, yeah,
stuff,
100%.
plus their Golgonda, just Eclipse and hopefully do that. And so, yeah, Eclipse it did well, it did really well. This won me my, I think, around 5 or 6 matchup into Tempai, where I couldn't play into their 4 hand traps, and so I could fuse in their turn, plus I had Eclipse, and so made small Mirror Jade plays, and then Eclipse in the battle phase. I got a turn and obviously won that game. So, yep. And then the last 2 cards at the side was the Barrier itself, just for the thrust target and for the mirror match.
Mm-hmm.
And then one, there can only be one.
Spicy.
Yeah, my whole deck's like crazy, like different attributes and thing types and stuff, and so I can play with one dragon, that's fine. And yeah, it just gave me, I mean, what the card was offering at the time into the Tempai, into the Yubals, into somewhat into Snake Eyes as well,
Mm.
just to kind of stop the double floods of the Pyros and stuff. So I don't think I started it at all for Snake Eyes, but it was good. It was good, yeah. So that's the deck list for me.
So, what are your matchups like from your round 1 to 7?
So my first matchup was Fire King Snake Eyes. Then I went into Yubal. The Yubal matchup. Round 3 played into Tempai as well. That was a good game. I don't think I've dropped a game up till round 5 at least. Round 4 I played another Snake Eyes. Was it, yeah? And then round 5 I played into Tariq, the champ who won. He was also on Snake Eyes. Round 6 I played into Tempai, and then the final round 7 I played into another Snake Eye matchups.
Oh, so you had a bit of the gauntlet, lots of snake
Yeah,
eyes.
they were everywhere. And like I was expecting a more like kind of diverse first few rounds, but this was just relentless of just meta after meta after meta. And so it was good. It was quite intense, but it was good.
Looking back, if there was anything you could change in the deck,
Looking,
knowing the matchup you faced throughout the day,
I mean, if
well,
I had that foresight, would have been great to know that. I would have started a lot more heavier for tempo. I just respect that a bit more. Um, yeah, it's an interesting question. There was, so my side was kind of geared towards, it's more general, but if I had known there would have been so much Snake Eye like pairings, I would have built my side a little different to kind of have more hate for the Snake Eye matchups and just to deal with that. But otherwise, naturally, I didn't feel like I needed too much for the Snake Eye game, just because the deck was really doing so well. Branded was amazing for board breaking. That's why I just loved it. Like I could go second, and just the normal summon of Albaz was like really threatening. Um, yeah, the deck just breaks boards and it just does its thing. You get to merge it and just have a good time. So yeah, I think overall it's good. Maybe I could have taken out the droplets and played Dark Rulers because I know that's kind of what we're looking at right now. There were times where droplets has costed me just because of the discard being a bit too hefty, having to take out like 3 cards in my hand sometimes, and then that just made my game 2 push a little bit more awkward. And so, but no, there's nothing really that I feel I kind of would have changed too much. But
Oh.
into Infinite Forbidden, there's definitely a lot of changes. Which
Are
is
you ready for
ridiculous.
the next format?
I'm not.
Are
I'm
we
not.
still playing Branded next format?
Hopefully, we'll see. I'll try and make it work. But if push comes to shove, then I guess we gotta hop onto the Fiendsmith train and
Oh, so we're
do
doing
our things.
Fiendsmith Branded. Is that the new goo?
No, that's not the goo. That's not any goo. People should not cook that way. But yeah, the deck's still good. The deck, if it's like a more heavy board breaker approach, then Brandon's gonna do well because people's just not gonna have hand traps to stop puppet locks and those things. And so we'll see how the format kind of balances out and which direction it takes from there.
Okay. I think that's it for the deck. Um, Thanks for watching. If you like what you heard here, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you didn't like what you hear, we thank you for listening this long and see you on the next one. Peace.